Good morning. It is Baby Friday, which makes today Thursday, April the 8th. You're with Heidi and Colette. Welcome. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Heidi. We want to talk about a busy beaver today. So I hear. So I don't know. We're in this group chat message for work last night, and someone's like, texting back and forth as we do. Well, this story, make sure. Well, Dan's always out and about taking stuff, so he's like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. And Trina's like, yep. Bruce will get right back at you. He's saving a beaver from Great Northern Road. I'm like, wait a minute. You read something like, I missed something here, right?
Yeah.
Boo, boo, boo. Anyways, it is posted to our site. So our amazing boss was traveling down Great Northern Road earlier this evening, and he couldn't help to wonder why a vehicle had pulled off to the side of the southbound lane, and a gentleman was standing in front of his car attempting to warn fellow motorists. As Bruce, this is very eloquently written and illustrated very well. As I cautiously passed, something small and brown came into view. Great. Very illustrative. And literally sitting in his feet, his curiosity got the best of him. He pulled beyond his car, putting his hazards on to warn motorists that this concerned motorist was baffled. Anyways, it's a little beaver there, so I don't know. Are we going to name him or something? I don't know. Aww. With the assistance of the owner and operator at the Ambassador Motel, they provided with gloves and a blanket to finally coax this little beaver well off the roadway into a pool of melt water of the rear of the motel. Way to go, guys.
Awesome. Yeah. Some
I tell ya. We here at
natural
Superior
conservation.
Awesome.
That's right. We're
Way to go to everybody who helped the little beaver.
Save the animals, for sure.
Save the beaver.
Save the beaver.
Save the beaver.
That's right.
Okay, so shall we dive right into news this morning, because we've got a few more cases to talk about here.
Yes. So Algoma Public Health is reporting 5 new cases of COVID-19 in the Sault area. And reminding us that there is currently 1 person hospitalized. Same process through contact tracing. Algoma Public Health will notify you if you are considered to be close contact. So if you do not hear from Algoma Public Health, then you are not considered to have been exposed to these particular cases. So cases 249 through 253 are reported to be self-isolating. 249 reported the exposure to be close contact after being tested on April 6th. Cases 250, 251, 252, and 253 are reporting exposure unknown. After having been, my favorite, after having been tested on April 6th and April 7th. So Algoma regions with COVID-19 cases reported in the past day include Sault Ste. Marie and area, Central and East Algoma, Elliott Lake and area, which brings our tally to date. We have 253 confirmed cases, of which 27 are considered to be active, with 1 person in the hospital. And I'm going to, remind everybody that 226 of those cases are, in fact, considered to be resolved. So
that's great. It's nice to take. We know that there's a lot more cases coming up, but to take the positive approach, and you had some great words this morning, too.
It was, as I was getting ready this morning, I kind of, I rely on music a lot. I highly recommend Terry Jacks. Okay, I was listening to I'm Gonna Love You Too, so that's a good one. That kind of brought me up. But there's a lot of, lost sound, that's okay. There's a lot of different things that I do to kind of keep my vibe high, right? Because I do believe that the human species operates as a collective. And, although we are all individuals, we are all independent of each other, there are certain things that kind of unite us. And in this moment, I'm going to assume that we all have one common change that we would like to see. So I'm going to remind everybody that while we're all doing things differently, I still want to encourage people to consider, the changes that we would like to see as a collective as regards the pandemic that we're living through. And ask yourself what change has ever been brought about by doing the same. Okay, so in order to get different, you got to do different, and that's kind of what I use to guide myself and my children. So I encourage you to go about your day today, do so with courage, do so with humor and grace, and consider what is one thing that you might consider doing differently that could help us achieve that collective change.
Thank you, Heidi.
And related to the story that I just did, want to remind everybody that St. Mary's College has switched to virtual learning due to an exposure of COVID-19. The Huron Superior Catholic District School Board is switching to virtual learning for all grades at St. Mary College for today, April the 8th, as well as tomorrow, April the 9th. And this is related to a confirmed case of COVID-19. Yes, so a member of the school community this past weekend did test positive, and as a result, 2 classes were asked to isolate. So today, Algoma Public Health recommended to the board that the entire grade 9 cohort be included in the isolation protocol. The protocol requires that all members of the cohort remain at home except for essential reasons and isolate until April 15th, 2021 at midnight. So just before, at the end of the
spring break,
the spring break,
Well,
So-
I guess I always say to that is the domino effect is the only problem. Siblings of these grade 9 or grade 10, 11, 12 students, we'll talk about grade 9s because that's who's affected, who are in elementary schools, and the domino effect for the parents, and it's quite an ordeal.
Well, and I think that
I don't think they close a school for just one case either.
No, you don't. And it's never really about the person that you're interacting with. It's about who they've been interacting with, right? And that's kind of
right.
what we're dealing with. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, just to remind you, an outbreak is defined as 2 or more. So
Correct.
But they only had
Yes,
1 yesterday. So
that's
but now we got
accurate.
5. So I guess that's some of them. Okay, so during that announcement that Ford came out yesterday with, which was loaded with a lot of changes, and we'll get to that through the show, but one of the changes was just to let, and this is no surprise to anybody, the ICUs are obviously overflowed. So what do they have to do with those patients? They're going to have to transfer them. And clearly Northern Ontario has more space in their hospitals because of our lower caseload. So SAH was contacted. They are on the list, obviously, to accept new patients.
Yes.
At this time, they do not have, we do have 1 hospitalization, but it is a local resident. Over to you.
Okay. So in the moment, the Ontario government, in consultation with the Chief Medical Officer of Health and other health experts, and this was, of course, this came out of the press conference yesterday, they were immediately declaring a 3rd provincial emergency under the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act. These measures, of course, are in response to the rapid increase in COVID-19 transmission and the threat of the province's hospital system capacity and the increasing risks posed to the public by COVID-19 variants. So the details were provided by Premier Doug Ford, Christine Elliott, who is the Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, Solicitor General Sylvia Jones, and Dr. David Williams, Chief Medical Officer of Health. Some good information provided. Indicating that the situation has reached a critical stage and that decisive and quick action must be implemented to stay ahead of the deadly new variants. So we do have the full coverage of the story, including the associated measures that are being added to the current lockdown. What else is changing? So do go to our website to check that out so that we can all stay within the recommendations.
So obviously vaccinations are a very large topic of conversation these days, and with regards to who is this critical care or essential person who needs it and where do you fall in those guidelines. We did have that posted where you could have several types
good article, for
yeah, it was a
sure.
great article, so go to online and read that. But now they're talking about having doctors, putting certain doctors in charge for this critical care triage.
Yeah.
They get the chance to kind of play with whom they wish to treat. So, people are up in arms about that, saying you're giving, where are you distinguishing this group of these people over here, this one over here, why are we less than the other? So, let's just say that the vaccine rollout and the ICU triage are 2 main issues that the Ontario government is going to have to fix ASAP, especially if the PC is going to be back in again, in my opinion. But,
and I think
you're doing a great job, don't get me wrong.
And I don't think that there is even...
There's a bigger picture here.
I don't think there's even one doctor that wants to ever have to be in that situation.
Absolutely.
So I think that, it's important to remember that, these things are being discussed in advance so we don't end up in crises. And hopefully things will shift and we won't ever have to do that. So remember that these are discussion pieces in the moment. So
Good point, Heidi. Thank you very much. What else you got? We'd have to go to Craig or soon. Today's supposed to be beautiful, by the way. Spoiler alert.
Oh, are we going to Craig?
Not right now.
Okay, not yet. Sorry. Okay.
You can wait, Craig. We're not done.
That's what happens when you hire a greenhorn. All right. So yesterday I did talk about an individual who had tested positive for COVID-19 at Cora Collegiate and Vocational School. I wanted to go back into that because I had talked about my concerns around, you know, the careful cohorting that had been happening within the schools, of which I was very impressed. But then wondering what leads to the decision that has multiple schools sharing a bus. I did indicate that 2 schools were sharing a bus. In this moment, I now understand that there were actually 3 schools sharing that bus. Now, this might have been a bus that services, you know, some of the more far-reaching areas of our community. However, you know, there are a lot of changes that have had to be implemented as a result of COVID-19. So again, I guess I'm just, you know, questioning at what point do we have, you know, Superior Heights, White Pines, and Cora Collegiate individuals from those schools sharing a bus. So, you know, just a question, not trying to, you know, freak anybody out or...
You know, unless they thoroughly wipe it down with the lights, who knows, I don't know, just between passenger pickup. But I mean, that's quite the wipe down. We're talking, anyway, that's a bigger conversation, but something that we should go look into for an article for sure.
Well, and they're suggesting that, you know, in some cases, the variants, you know, you only need to be in close proximity or relatively close proximity for 15 minutes. So anyway.
Just on that topic, I did an article yesterday. I read an article for the newsreads yesterday that pine sol is the agent in which kills SARS blah blah blah, which is obviously part of COVID-19. So I'm a big pine sol person. I love that smell. It's like that nice
anytime
clean,
you say pine sol,
smell.
I just picture Old Spice for some reason.
Old Spice.
Old Spice.
Oh, dear
That'll
God.
kill everything.
All right, I'm talking about cleaning kitchen floors, and she's talking about men. Okay, let's go over to Craig right now. I think that's time for a break. What do you think? Over to weather.
Well, I tell you, I could have done my forecast on Monday and just let it play all week long because the forecast is basically the same as the last couple of days, with the exception that we should hit 19 degrees today. If we see a lot of sun, we'll take a look outside and see what it looks like. We are waiting for a couple more showers heading our way. Could take about another hour or so before we see some scattered showers arrive, and then we could see some sun and some very warm temperatures. I'll give you the whole lowdown coming up shortly.
Drop by one of our 3 Sault Ste. Marie locations. You do life, we do taxes.
Mics are open.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local Mornings. Today's date is Thursday, April the 8th. We're gonna
Just putting on my pine sol over here. Putting on my pine sol.
No wonder.
It's like it smells nice for Heidi.
I suddenly find you irresistible.
It's like that Axe spray commercial.
Yes, you smell pine sol fresh.
She's getting all rosy cheeked over my pine sol over here.
Imagine if Jason Momoa wore it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What? Where did I go? Did you see that? I wasn't there. I was just that fast.
Okay,
I'm like the Flash.
let's go into social media.
All right.
Bradley is watching. Hello, Bradley. It's nice to see your name this morning. Steve, GMA, HAGD. So yeah, excellent. Good morning, all. Have a good day.
I thought you were passing over.
GMY, HAGD. There. Ooh, that was almost profane.
OMG.
OMG. Jackie, good morning with coffee and sunglasses. Jackie! I miss your face, woman. All right, Marge says, have an awesome day, ladies. Thank you, Marge.
You,
You
Marge.
too. Margaret says, good morning, all. There's my Carrie, A-R-R-I. Morning, ladies. That baby beaver was the sweetest thing, wasn't it, though?
The cutest little beaver. What kind of beaver was that again?
I think it was a wild beaver.
A wild beaver.
Yeah, I don't think it was tame at all. Okay, Leslie Wilson, morning, ladies.
Morning, Leslie.
Bum slide Thursday into Friday.
Yes.
Ooh,
Like that. I like that.
I like any mention of bums in a morning show. I think that really,
was
I'm going to
Luann
see a
saying?
spike in our views, I'm quite sure.
Ah.
So, yeah, so she says stay well. You too, Leslie.
You too.
Everybody stay well. Craig Huckerby.
What the heck did Craig?
Good morning. We're headed to 19 degrees today. Be happy. 19 degrees makes me happy.
Right?
Ah, yes.
But
Ah,
Craig,
yes.
you have your time. Let us have ours. You can tell people it's going to be 19 degrees later. Anyway.
So much material there. I'll just
kidding.
stop. Inika, good morning. Good morning, Inika. It's always nice. Now I don't even flinch when I say your name. It's just it just rolls off my tongue, and hopefully it's rolling off well and accurately. Good morning. Happy Baby Friday, everyone.
Woo,
So,
woo, I
happy
love-
Baby Friday in the Netherlands. I love it. So
Right?
there's a little wavy hand, a cup of coffee.
man. Yes. Heidi has a beautiful mug.
I have to thank my former employer, one of the
It's so cute.
members of the board that I reported to, has made me this fantastic travel mug as a farewell. I'm going to say this is the most impressive thermal mug I've ever used. I poured this coffee seriously before I left this morning, and that was like at 20 to 7.
Yeah.
And I took a sip a moment ago, and seriously, it was like it was piped directly from the core of the sun. Like I could almost feel my gums receding from my teeth. So yeah,
Oh, wait,
thank you,
hang on.
Raquel. Not only is it beautiful, it's quite effective.
I would like one. Raquel, I would like to purchase one. If the temperature set to sun on that coffee, I would appreciate that. That would be great.
So,
I would like to.
Giselle.
That was a personal. Oh.
yes, Raquel, you and I are going to have to talk because
Yes, I need to buy
Colette
one.
needs one as well.
Yes. All right.
Giselle says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Giselle. Chantel says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chantal. Debbie Lynn is watching. Hello, Debbie Lynn. Mark is watching. Hello, Mark. Carl says, good morning, everyone. Jim, our sketch artist
Jim
extraordinaire.
W. Jim W.
Ooh, and he's waxing eloquent this morning. Poetic. 'Tis a morning most lovely as spring has given birth to another beautiful day.
Aw, how nice.
He did that. I didn't just say that. Well, I said it, but I read it. Like, wow. Very, very talented, Jim. Ooh, here's a new name. Linda GL. Good morning. Good morning, Linda. It's nice to see you. Thank you so much for watching. Chantel. Music to my ears at Craig. So Chantel is rocking.
me
She's
too.
grooving to the 19 degrees, as
too.
will we all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, another new name.
Oh.
Alayoki, Alahoki. Please give me a phonetical spelling because it bothers me to not get names right. Okay. And she says we should be talking about how we can't even go get groceries because all you greedy people bought everything.
Oh, actually, that's not a bad point. Conversation topic.
Well,
I heard there's no toilet paper again at Walmart.
okay.
That's as far as I need.
I think that we need to be compassionate, and I think that we need to also remember that really not that much, in my opinion, not that much is changing.
No,
So,
people are panicking,
try
right?
not to panic, everyone. Consider what you really need when you go shopping because, we have an entire community.
Yeah, we have a picture of
Mike
it,
has a
yeah.
picture from last night.
Where is that? That's
That's-
at Walmart?
That's Walmart.
What was supposed to be there?
Bread.
That's bread. Holy
meat
crap.
and bread. So... So you
Okay.
know what, everyone, we've been here before, and the last time we were here, we were praying for a vaccination.
Yeah.
Now we have one. Okay, so we have every reason to be optimistic. Even if there are individuals who choose not to vaccinate, there are certainly large numbers who will. So be kind, be compassionate, keep in mind the collective needs, and only get what you absolutely require. that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, and I have 2 toilet rolls left, so please can someone make sure there's one package left for me?
I can spare a square, Colette,
Thank you
for
very
you.
much.
I will spare
Spare
2
a square,
squares.
please.
And it's the velour too, Royale
wow.
velour.
How special! I don't even know what to do with myself. Is Craig ready? Okay, we have any more social media before
We do, but I'll
Craigers?
come back to them.
Okay, Craigers, over to you. Everybody wants to hear about your 19 degrees. I guess you're the man of the show today.
Well, we already saw showers and a small little thunderstorm moving early this morning. Now we're into a little bit of a break from the showers, though we could still see a few stray showers move in. Right now we are looking a little gloomy. We're still waiting for those showers to come in from the south. We'll show you that on the radar coming up. As far as today, we could see a little bit of sun break out later on today, boosting our temperatures up to 19 degrees. The big story today actually is going to be the winds gusting from the southwest, switching to the southeast at 50 kilometers an hour. So that's going to be a pretty windy day out there, but it's pushing in some warmer air. We'll take a look at the radar and we'll show you right now we're watching these little stray showers. These are like spokes coming from a low pressure system which is spinning right here, and it's throwing up a few scattered showers. There's the thunderstorm that just passed, and we have a couple of showers maybe coming in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Nothing too heavy, and then we see a little bit of a break coming. So that's what our day is looking like. As far as temperatures go, we break out the 20s. Mackinac 20 degrees, 21 degrees in Sudbury. Elsewhere, Thunder Bay seeing still a lot of rain there. 9 degrees in Thunder Bay and 17 degrees in Timmins. So we're all pretty warm, seeing these almost like pre-summer temperatures. We'll take a look at the systems map. Here's that low pressure system, just kind of almost stationary. It's just spinning and throwing spoke after spoke of rain showers to us. And of course, we still have these boundaries to worry about. And that, again, it's the same story from the last couple of days. We're going to be in and out of showers for most of our day. So this is what we look like for our 3-day forecast for Friday. We're going to see showers redevelop later on tonight, last into our day Friday. Same story. We could see some rain and then clearing. Temperatures still holding nice at 16 degrees. We drop a little bit for Saturday as we hold on to some showers, and then we drop a little bit further on Sunday with additional showers. We have a cold front coming in on Sunday night, which is going to be dropping our temperatures in half for next week. But it's still above seasonal, so can't really complain. That's your weather for right now. We'll be back at the end of the show with the 7-day forecast to show you just what your week is looking like next week. Right now, let's send it back to Colette and Heidi.
Thank you, Craig. Just so everyone knows, starting on Monday, April the 12th, which is my son's 19th birthday, by the way, how do I have a 19-year-old? I was very young. Anyway.
Well, I can tell you how it works.
Later, we have a show at 1 o'clock. We are going to continue our morning show to lunchtime updates and news. So we'll have First Local Mornings, which I should have said this morning when I brought it in. So welcome to First Local Mornings. And 1 o'clock show will be First Local, you guessed it, afternoons with Heidi and Colette. So look forward to that on Monday. Woo woo, like, follow, share. Over to you.
So we're going to finish up with social media because there were quite a few people that I didn't give air to.
Okay.
So Debbie Lynn sends us a really cute little emoji, and it actually reminds me of you, Debbie Lynn. So this little girl wearing plaid, cute little bangs, and holding a flower. Your parents pop in and say good morning.
Good morning. Sorry I didn't call you last night.
A new name, Sandra JM, pops up and says, why are we the last on the list to vaccinations? I think that's a really important question. All I can supply you with is my opinion. Our case count is relatively low, and I did think I heard the Premier say that vaccinations are being redirected to the hot spots.
Yeah,
so still an important question, and we should be allowed to protect our status. So yeah, I hear your question, and hopefully we will be given some more official information.
For sure. Yep.
Tristan, good morning, ladies and Grandma and Grandpa. I will see you all. Not next week, but the week after if schools don't close, but I miss you all. We miss you too,
we miss
Tristan.
you too, Tristan. What a sweet message.
To work.
There you do. Grandpa's going to put you to
Cheryl
work.
Joanne from TAG. Good morning. Have a good day. I think we have information about
I do have an article on TAG coming up very soon.
So, yeah.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Mike A pops in with close the schools, which I think is, I totally misunderstood what was being said yesterday, and so I was waiting because usually I get that robot call followed up with an email, but there wasn't anything. So yeah, the schools, except for the ones that we've reported, the schools are open.
I think after the spring break we might see something.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, and everybody makes their own decisions.
That's right.
In the interim.
That's right.
Mark says the cohorts are a joke. The kids aren't using the assigned seats by cohort since the beginning of the year. I think in the lower elementary grades, which is the environment that I operate within, I believe that they are, Mark, but you know, you're dealing with different schools, so I'm not sure. Tristan replied to Mike, yes, I agree. I don't feel safe going to school because all my schoolmates don't follow COVID rules. Tristan, that is scary. Mark says on buses and on breaks before and after school, okay. Tristan agrees with Mark. Mike A, parents can't go to work. They're in quarantine now along with these kids. Yes, those are the protocols that are being followed. And Mike backs it up with good morning. Good morning, Mike.
Awesome. Thanks to everybody.
Dan Coutu is watching. Sorry.
Hi, Dan Coutu.
Really
Sorry
fast.
about that, Dan Coutu.
Cindy, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Cindy. Kimberly is watching.
Awesome.
Mark, yes, more about contact tracing. Kimberly says good morning. Good morning, Kimberly. Steve, whoop, whoop. Nice to see this format growing and continuing. Thank you. And Mike Adams has a minion. Steph says good morning all, and Darla says...
Good morning, Darla.
Oh, a peacock
What's
and a
wrong?
sunshine. I don't have my glasses.
I'm the sunshine. You're the peacock, or you're the peacock?
Yes.
I'm not the sunshine. She's the sunshine. I'm definitely the peacock. Actually, let's go
I
to
think we're
Craig.
going to
What's
Craig.
Craig?
Yeah.
What's Craig? A bear?
I don't know.
A beaver.
A beaver.
Well, we continue. I sound like a broken record, to tell you the truth, because we continue to see the same pattern over and over and over again. It is coming to an end because we are going to see a more solid rainfall coming for Friday and Saturday. We'll take a look at the 7-day. And we do have that low pressure system moving in later on tonight. That could give us another shot of rain and thunderstorms, and that's going to carry on for the weekend. And then we start to see some temperatures cool for next week. But hey, we'll break out some sun. Not looking all that bad.
Oh, God, we're just going to laugh. Oh, that's a great comment. Thanks, John. Okay. We've got 2.5 minutes, and we have like 10 minutes of stories. This is why we have a 1 o'clock show coming up.
You know, with the spring break almost upon us, I want to indicate that the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library is hosting an Earth Day Children's Writing Contest for children up to 13 years of age to help celebrate this coming Earth Day on April 22nd. So parents, you can help your child participate by simply sending an email, and it's a really fantastic email address. So I'm going to encourage you to go to our website and you will see the article. You can click on the link because it is hyperlinked. And you want to encourage your child to explain why they love the earth in 25 words or fewer.
Oh, nice.
So all participants will be entered into a draw with a chance to win a prize basket.
I'm a geek in some ways, many ways actually, and I love writing contests. Anyways, we want to talk about TAG, the assistance animal group, who are amazing in the city. I had the privilege to interview Cheryl. I love you, Cheryl. Such a good soul. Who does so much for cats and helped out little Finn, the cat. Thank you for that too on behalf of the morning show here. So anyway, back to TAG. They need money, guys, so help them out, please, with the spaying and neutering an issue. If you go back to the interview that Cheryl and I did a couple weeks ago, which is posted online, we need to get our cats spayed and neutered. We only have 2 vets. They're not taking new appointments, and obviously the bridges are closed. So they need some money. There are some materials that you can pick up, some shirts with tags on it, tags with tag. So please go to SiouxOnline.com for the full article because I'm rushing it and I don't want to rush it, and donate to this wonderful group. How are we going to end today?
We're going to end on a local grade 12 student who has distinguished herself. She is a student at l'École Secondaire Notre-Dame du Sault.
Nice.
And she is among the Canadian students selected for the prestigious Lauren Scholarship. So congratulations to you, Amelia Spacek. We send our hearty, impressed
Way to go.
congrats. So,
All right. Have a good baby Friday, everybody. See you in the
tomorrow.
morning.